Hello, my name is Strudel, and I've created several of the quests that can be found around the world. Today I will be showing you the behind the scenes of quest design to give some insight on how Unspeakable Team works. There are 4 main steps in creating a quest: concepting, story design, implementation, and feedback and testing. I will be going over these 4 steps and giving examples from a quest that I designed called A Future Unforetold. Let's get started. Step 1. Concepting. The first step of creating a quest is outlining the general concept, characters, and the overview of the gameplay. There needs to be a clear objective to the story so we can elaborate upon it in the next step of the process. We also request additional resources in this step, such as builds and skins, so we can give other departments enough time to complete them. In our example quest, we began by developing the personalities of the divination and charms professors and how they would interact with the players. After some brainstorming, the idea of fixing a crystal ball and using it to get a glimpse of scenes from future quests came to mind. Meanwhile, the build department worked on the magic course in this quest, and the skin arithmancers created the skins. Step 2. Story design. The second step of creating a quest is story design, which includes writing dialogue for characters, making objectives and descriptions, and beginning on cooking or potion sequences. We expand our outline to make the quest into a more tangible idea instead of just a rough draft. That way, it's easier to implement and finalize once approved by leads and senior members. In our example quest, we took the general concepts developed in our first step and began creating the specific information needed for implementation. We wrote the professor's dialogue, designed the quiz questions, and broke the plotline down into specific objectives, all in preparation for the last 2 steps. Step 3. Implementation. The third step of creating a quest is implementation in-game. After all of the details had been laid out, we began designing the NPCs, dialogues, GUIs, customized items, cooking and potion sequences, and more. The behind-the-scenes tech used on Potterworld is complex and confusing at first, but it's all part of the job. In our example quest, we had to create the professor NPCs in their respective dialogue, items such as shards and crystal balls, and bind functions with certain objects and blocks. Generally, this step of the process takes the longest due to the hours of hard work put into developing a fully functioning quest in-game. Step 4. Feedback and testing. The fourth and final step of creating a quest is feedback and testing. For this step, poltergeists, groundskeepers, high unspeakables, and leads play through the quest and document any necessary changes or bugs. The unspeakables then go through and fix spelling errors, glitches with the tech, and any other errors the testers find. After this step, the quest should be approved and ready for release. In our example quest, testers found bugs, mistakes, and left good feedback on the gameplay. Afterwards, we fixed typos in the dialogues, added location coordinates for the charms classroom, and made some parkour jumps easier. After these changes were made and implemented, the quest was released and made playable by all students. Making quests can take a lot of time and dedication, but it always pays off in the end. Think you got what it takes? You can apply to be an Unspeakable today at www.PotterworldMC.com. If you have any questions about the role, make a ticket in-game by doing /tcreate, and a staff member will be happy to assist you. And remember to keep a lookout for upcoming quests being released by the Unspeakable team. Have a magical day.